There you go. Okay, so we're the Order of the Red Boar. It's a brainchild I've created over the last several years. I was looking for something that would stand within, but also without of the norm of history. It's a mercenary group. There was a lot of different mercenary groups, so who knows, it could have actually been a mercenary group at one point in time, just not recorded historically. So a mercenary group will bring in people from all different walks of life, all different areas, and put them together into a fighting unit, and then a landowner or royal or a country, leader will pay them or hire them to fight for them to augment their military. And then usually you go to the highest bidder. Yep. Whoa, stop. He hooked you first. That's one. One for Rammbach.
1 Rammbach, 0 Hollenhammer.
There you go. There you go. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
Got you.
He's got you. He's got you hooked. Up in the neck. 1-1. Up. In the neck. That's 2. 2-1.
Dang.
That's neither. That wasn't solid enough.
Okay.
Nope. Nope. Get out of it. Get out of it. What are you doing?
Stop.
No, he's all right. He's all right. There we go. All right.
You good, buddy?
Do you yield?
Yeah. Lift up my helmet.
Do you yield?
I can't see him.
Are you good?
He needs his helmet up. I just need a little more down there. Quick.
You want to give it to him?
No.
No?
No.
No? Then get up.
Yeah, you're going. Yeah,
So each fighter will use their own style weapon that they've become comfortable with. The fights that you'll see are not scripted. They are full contact fights. When a fighter receives a solid hit, and not just a glance, but a solid hit, that'll be considered a point in a tournament type setting. On a battlefield where there's hundreds of people on the battlefield, then you would use an honor system and take, 3 solid hits, you take a knee and raise a hand. The different weapons you'll see, some people use spears, halberds, like a big long axe on a pole, long sword by itself, short sword and shield, multiple different combinations. It's just however the fighter feels comfortable and has developed their own personal style along the way. Whoa!
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 All right. Your helmet's coming off.
The fight I just did was intense. We went to ground, if that means anything. I got a couple good hits on him, especially around the neck. A couple times. He got a couple good hits on me, and he finally won in the end because I just couldn't take it anymore. I can only take so much beating. But yeah, it was a good fight. I hope everyone gets to see it. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what happened in my last fight. I lost. Yes, I lost. Yes, Hollenhammer. Hollenhammer actually is hold on. He's Irish, My name's Hollenhammer. My whole backstory is that I grew up as a street orphan on the streets. Stole to just make a living, And then finally I ran into this knight whenever I was 16. And I took him on and I actually beat him because I was quicker. And then he started training me, and finally I ran into the Order of the Red Boar. They saw me fight, and I joined up with them. So that's my backstory in a way, So, yeah, That's Hollenhammer, which means Hellhammer. Well, the whole thing is that it's just fun. I mean, yeah, we get hurt. You know, it's kind of stressful sometimes, you know, especially whenever you have someone very large land on top of you. But no, it's just a lot of fun, and I think that whenever other people see it, they'll be completely enthralled by it because, you know, I've done some research. There's not many groups that do what we do. There's only 5 in the U.S., period, that do what we do. And, you know, it's just a lot of fun. I enjoy dressing up in armor, going out there and taking my fight out, especially since my job is really stressful, so I get that to use it for me too.
So we follow 15th century as the pinnacle of armored combat for the mounted or unmounted knight or man at arms. It's right before gunpowder changed the whole aspect of modern warfare. I would call it, I guess, the golden age of the knight, when the armor was at its peak. Everybody looked their best on the battlefield. There was tons of different types of styles of weapons, everything, and then gunpowder and bullets took that away. You know, rightfully so, and that's what the world we live in now. So what we're trying to recreate is that time period, strictly 15th century, because first of all, the access to the equipment is easier and more readily available, you know, for just the average person to be able to get a hold of good equipment to train in safely and fight safely.
Rammbach. I was given that name by our captain. It translates from the German that means battering ram. Apparently that's because I like to get up close and personal and get all up someone's personal space. He is going to be a British character. We haven't really fleshed out the backstory yet, but I think he's going to have a little bit of a Viking-ish background, that he's going to have gone and trained with them, so that's why he's a little bit fiercer than your typical uppity British. But it's going to be a fun character because I get to be a fierce warrior and, like I said, kick some butt. A lot of it is you just got to be able to jump in and not be afraid. Like, you're going to be wearing a lot of armor, you're going to be wearing a lot of padding, so you're going to get tired really quickly, it's going to be heavy, and you're going to have to adjust to that. But it's mainly just about picking up a weapon, finding out what's comfortable for you, and going through the process of using it. Going against somebody else that is wearing the same thing you are, and not be afraid to take a hit. That's the big thing, is don't be afraid to get hurt. It's a great place to make a brotherhood and meet new friends while beating the crap out of each other. It's really fun because you get to wear armor, swords, use them against each other and not kill each other in the process. I've always done a lot of different things like LARPs and such. I've always done D&D, and I've always loved the medieval fantasy. I've collected swords since I was a young child, and this is a way for me to actually use them and actually be in the story and not looking on the outside.
Lifesteal started for me when I was a child, watching the old Errol Flynn movies, the Robin Hood movies, you know, stuff like that. I've always loved it when I was a kid. And then I got hooked into the medieval fighting portion by a movie, an old Ed Harris movie called Knight Riders. It's a medieval reenactment group, but they jousted on motorcycles. And I was a small kid riding motorcycles at the time, so it was like the perfect mix of the two things I loved. So it stuck with me. And then ever since then, I've been collecting edged weapons, learning how to sword fight, things like that. And then joined the Army. I'm a U.S. Army combat medic. I've been deployed multiple times. And this actually goes well for me for recovering from being downrange and stuff like that. It's a good stress relief. Moving into Lifesteal, I was assigned to Europe, and I was assigned to the NATO headquarters at Brussels. And I found some Lifesteal groups that I was going to eventually wanted to start fighting with. So I got some good training, you know, over 7 years. I did multiple battles, lots of hours of training, and lots of dollars racked up in equipment.
That was a good hit. That was a hit. 1 to Kraken. Woo. Close. All right, and the fight. Kraken wins.